Welcome to week 10. This week is quite involved. You'll have your project 3 submission. We'll start project 4, and then we've got a couple topics. One will be ROI and conversion tracking. That's going to get deeper into that link between analytics and Google Ads. And we'll really start to see the power of Google Ads in here. And then we'll also talk about optimizing your ad performance, which will play nicely into project 4. So I'm going to jump in. As always, my goal with this is to make a video that is easily digestible, something that everybody can look through and get a good feel for the course. I'm trying not to make these too long, to make them much more watchable, just so you can get a feel for the week. But in a busy week like this, sometimes I'll move a little too fast. So if there's something that you'd like me to go deeper on, or a question that I don't answer, please reach out. I'd be happy to go in a little bit more depth. So we'll start with our ROI and conversion tracking. ROI, if you're not familiar with the term, is return on investment. And this really gets into why Google Ads are used by virtually all large companies and many or most small companies. Google is a place where you can reach just about any potential customer, and so your scope is very, very broad. Whereas in the past, TV was where you could reach almost all of your customers. Google has taken that place. But what really makes this powerful is if I put up a billboard or put an ad on TV, it's very challenging to know what I'm really gaining in revenue directly from that advertisement. Someone could have seen the billboard and purchased the product, or they could have heard about it through word of mouth. And I don't know exactly how much I can put up a billboard and say, wow, we've increased our number of sales, but did that come from the billboard, or did that come from word of mouth, or excellent work from other marketing efforts? It's hard to gauge that. Whereas in Google Ads, you know exactly how much comes back to you from your Google Ads if you set up conversion tracking correctly. So for purposes of this, we're going to talk a lot about conversions. A conversion for your website is when you convert a visitor into a customer. And you will identify one conversion for your website. And that will be, so if you're selling a product, that's easy, right? When somebody clicks purchase and you get that page that pops up that says thank you for your purchase, that's a conversion page. That's when you know you have converted a visitor into a customer. If you're running an affiliate business, it's a little bit more challenging. We'll talk through that in a minute. But what you'll do is you'll pull a conversion code, so another code snippet. We've done a few of these now, and you'll get, in setting up conversion tracking, that'll show you how to generate the code snippet. And you will put that code, paste that code onto your website. And so in the example I used before, where you have a product and that thank you page pops up, you'll put the code onto that page. So every time that page pops up that says thank you for your purchase, well, that's the value, that's how you know you've made a conversion. And that code snippet will record that in Google Ads and say, yep, that was a conversion. Now, Google Ads, to determine the return on your investment, right, how much money you're getting back, or how much you spent in your advertising, you need to know the value of your conversion. So for that for that thank you page for that product, the value of that conversion will be whatever that product costs. So if I'm selling t-shirts and they cost $8, I sell that t-shirt for $8. That page pops up that says thank you for your purchase, and Google Ads records I earned $8 from all of those advertising efforts to get somebody to that page. And now I know up to that point, let's say I've spent $7 in Google Ads, I earned $1 back in investment because I spent $7 and I earned $8 when I sold that t-shirt. So you're going to determine the value of your conversion. It's very straightforward if you're selling a product, right? So that in your Word document, you'll write this essay This should be half a page to a page in length, and you'll talk about the value of your conversion, which page you put your code snippet on, what's your conversion page, right? And then you'll actually paste that code snippet into the Word document at the end of the essay. And then it says if you're technically able to place the code snippet on your conversion page, please do so. If you don't have that technical knowledge, determine the best next alternative and explain that in your essay. So I've walked through an example of when you're purchasing a product. If you have, say, an affiliate model, it can get a little bit more complicated because you want to determine a conversion to your site and the value of that conversion. But the actual purchase happens outside of your website. So the value of your conversion will actually come from how much you get back when someone purchases that product, that affiliate product you have on your site. But you also want to factor in how many people click on that affiliate link and then actually purchase the product. And you'll get that feedback back from your affiliate company over time, where they'll say, X percentage of people visited this page, X number of people visited this page, and say 5% purchased the product. So then you can multiply the value of that of your affiliate purchase. I'd say you get $3 every time someone purchases that product, times 5% of people actually doing this. So 5% of $3 is your conversion value. You can also get a special conversion code that you can put in an affiliate link, and so that will be where you can put your code snippet is right on that affiliate link. So if you'd like me to go into more detail on that, because your business model is unique or difficult to determine what your value is, I'd be happy to walk through that. It's an important part of that return on investment. But this is why Google Ads is so widely used and so powerful. It's not just because you can reach people, it's because you know how much money you earn on your investment. So that'll be your ROI and conversion tracking. I know I spent a long time on that, but conversions and conversion values are something that students spend a lot of time on, and I wanted to make sure I walked through that with you. Project 3. So you set part of this up last week. This will be the week that you enable your ads. Make sure you have a daily budget set. That's an important part. So you'll see that heads up and that red lettering through this. You want to make sure your daily budget is set. You can do it more than 3, you can do it less than 3. You may need to do at or slightly above 3 if you're in a competitive keyword space to get those advertisements to show. But really all we're looking for is a screenshot that says, I've enabled my campaign. Here's my ad and here are my keywords. If you want to do this in 2 screenshots, one that shows your ad that's enabled, one that shows your keywords that are enabled. See that green dot along this left side that tells me it's enabled and running? That's what we need. So 1 to 2 screenshots. If you can get to this view, that's the easiest. You just take a screenshot of that and submit it. If you need to take 2 screenshots, put them on a Word document, submit that, that's fine too. But Project 3 is meant to be very straightforward. All it says is my campaign is enabled, and here's the proof of that by showing at least 1 ad and your keywords. So fairly straightforward. Next, we will jump into optimizing ad performance, and that will prepare you for Project 4, which I'll touch on briefly. For optimizing ad performance, you'll go into this Google Ads data document. So you will not use your own campaign data document. Even though you're going to start running it this week, and many of you are going to start to have data coming in, you will use this document here. And that's going to give you dummy data to work with. It's something to look ahead. When your campaigns are up and running, you'll have data like this, but we're going to supply you with the data for this. So that's an important step, because I get a couple students each semester that use their own campaign data. You want to use this document here. And then you'll go through and you'll read through the data and start to interpret how many clicks has the campaign had, how many impressions has it had, what's the average cost per click, etc. So you'll answer these questions in a Word document. Then you'll read through a little bit more about ads, helping you understand ad quality. Open up your Google Ads keyword Excel file, and then you'll assess these keywords. And you'll determine what keywords do you want to add, delete, or pause, and why, and what ads do you want to add, excuse me, what keywords do you want to add, delete, or pause, and why, and what ads do you want to add, delete, or pause, and why. And that will be it. There's additional reading here, but we're really getting into optimizing those ads and making them effective. So again, you're going to use this dummy data here and here to answer these questions. And that should inform your performance on Project 4. Project 4 will be based on much of the same assessment that you're doing up here in this prepare assignment. So I'll jump over at Project 4 loaded here. And in Project 4, there's a video overview of this, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time because this really goes into more detail. But what you're doing in Project 4 is you're filling out this Google spreadsheet. And the key to Project 4 is to start early, because you need a start date and a stop date. So you need to run your campaign for a few days. Excuse me. You need to generate enough clicks, impressions to get some data so you can start to judge the performance of your campaign. Then you're going to stop it. And when you stop the campaign, you're going to go through and you're going to make corrections. And you're going to improve your keywords. And you're going to rewrite some of your ads. And we'll learn about this more in a little bit, but in next week. But you're going to redo some of your landing pages. And then you're going to start up that campaign again. And you're going to measure and see if you can improve that campaign. Now, you are not graded on how well you improve your campaign, because Google Ads can be somewhat fickle, and it's going to be a lot to learn at first. And so it's excuse me, you are going to be graded on the types of adjustments you make. Are you following the guidelines in the reading? Do you have a good basis for the adjustments you made in your ads, and why you think that might have improved your ads or your landing pages? That's really what we're looking for in this project. It's not necessarily, oh, I got a ton more clicks and impressions. I hope you do, but it's about that learning process. And in this class, it's okay in your projects if your performance isn't great. And you're learning through failure, and you're learning through messing up. That's an important part of being an entrepreneur. That's an important part of real life learning. It's more about how you're thinking about this and how you're approaching the project. That will be Project 4. And that will wrap up the week. You'll have your reflection. Please let me know if there are questions on any of these. Again, I know week 10 is an involved week. Weeks 11 and 12 won't be so busy. Week 13 will be similar to week 10, where it's very involved. But please reach out if there's something I haven't been able to touch on sufficiently in depth on here, particularly this conversion code, or the conversion tracking, determining a conversion and the value of that. That's a common question I have. So please reach out if you'd like help determining the value of your conversion, or even identifying a conversion for your site. And then let me know if there's any other questions along here. I look forward to this. This is an exciting part of the semester, and I think you guys are going to do great.